Every great athlete starts somewhere. In this week's Journey to Greatness, we look at Marcus Smart's road to the NBA. Marcus Smart loves to give back. He enjoys spending time at a camp like this one, which he's running with his former high school teammate, Phil Forte. Smart and Forte know that kids get a lot out of a few encouraging words from someone they look up to.
We actually started here when we were real young. It's great to see the kids happy, because I understand. I was once those kids. I was in that situation. We were in that spot, sitting down on the floor, listening to somebody tell us, work hard.
NBA fans know Smart as the backup point guard for the Boston Celtics, a hard-working defensive player and one of the team's key reserves. Back in Smart's home state of Texas, though, high school fans remember him as one of the most decorated prep players in state history. He was a two-time Texas Gatorade Player of the Year at Flower Mound Marcus High School. In Smart's 3 varsity seasons, Marcus High School lost a total of 6 games. They reached the state tournament all 3 seasons, and they won the championship twice.
We really never lost. I think that's the first thing. And he had his camp the other day at Marcus High School, and we're just roaming through the halls, seeing pictures, trophies, and it is kind of remarkable. I look back and just kind of soak everything in, just those good memories we had, those fun moments, the friendships on that team. We were so close and had a special bond that just made winning the state championship those last 2 years so much more special.
It was amazing. I remember we made it our sophomore year for the very first time. We lost in the semifinal game, the game to go to state. We cried. I remember the pictures. I could just hear the cameras just clicking. And they had an article the next day with me covered my face. I was crying because we lost. His dad, the very next day, blew up that picture and put it on me and Phil's locker. He said, I want you to remember this feeling for next year. And after that year, we never looked back.
Smart and Forte's friendship goes back to when they were playing summer ball in the 3rd grade. At that time, Smart was a troubled youngster who needed a new start.
Things just kept getting worse for me. I was depressed. I had anger management problems because I lost my oldest brother when I was 12 years old. So I was dealing with things as a young kid that I don't think any kid should deal with. So I kept getting in trouble. And I was getting suspended from school. And my mom was just looking for somewhere to go and somewhere new. And Phil's dad just kind of mentioned, it's a great educational program out here. Get you away from everything, get you away from distraction. And Marcus can actually focus on his studies if that's what if that's what he really wants to do.
While it took Marcus and his family a while to open up to the idea of moving to the suburb of Flower Mound, he eventually did as an 8th grader. While his family was getting settled, Smart would spend a lot of time at the Forte's home, and his friendship with Phil became more like a brotherhood. The demographics of Smart's new school were certainly different than what he was used to, but eventually, he and his new classmates all got used to each other.
I remember my very first day at school at Marcus High School. I was the only African-American kid in my class. And when I walked into class, everybody just looked at me like, what are you doing here? Like, I don't think you're in the right spot. And I'm just looking at everybody like, okay, I don't like this. I want to go home, you know what I'm saying? But having Phil there really helped that and with me, and it started changing. We started getting more African-American kids at Marcus High School. And once they talked to me and found out my personality, it was a wrap. They loved me, and it was crazy. And it was, now that you don't even see black and white, you just see 2 brothers, 2 friends that work their tails off to do what they love to do and grow up.
All the winning that Smart and all of his teammates did certainly made it easier to bond as the years went by. But Smart still enjoys coming back to the community that gave him the fresh start he needed.
It was a new start for me. Nobody knew who I was, so I was able to make a first impression that I wanted to and really establish the person that I wanted the people to see who I was. And that's what I did. And I came here and, the community is a great community. And they let me in with open arms. So, I appreciate that. And I appreciate Phil and his family, doing the things that they did, was just the fact of opening their home if I needed it and just really opening up their time to me and my family to help us with everything we needed.
This was never a thought. We never once thought, one day he'll be playing for the Boston Celtics and, be a, lottery pick. Like that never, was never the case. And our friendship just kind of took care of itself. And just to see how he's progressed, to see, how he was in middle school, high school, and how I've known him, just to see how much more mature he's gotten, not just as a player, but off the court as a person. And I'm really proud of him, I'm proud of the way he handles himself and the way he always gives back. He doesn't have to come to my camp here, and talk to these kids, but he loves that. That's where his heart's at, and he always wants to give back. So I think that says a lot about him.